over the past 24 hours, there's been a lot of information being dropped by Matt Laszlo and Ask a Poll from representatives, including Representative Luna and Representative Burchett and all sorts of different people, right? To the point where, like, instead of making a multitude of different videos, I'm just going to put it all into one video, trying to collate it all as best I can and deliver it to you guys, because there's a lot to get through. And like I say, there's just news coming out here, there and everywhere, to the point where it's really hard to keep on top of at the minute. Now, like I say, a lot of this information does come from Matt Laszlo's Ask a Poll. I've just dropped my pen. And obviously a lot of the information is coming out of there with regards to some comments made by congressmen and congresswomen, Congress representatives, if you will. The first thing we're going to talk about is the fact that Representative Tim Burchett says that quote-unquote entities are coming from 5 to 6 feet deep water site, or 5 to 6 different deep water sites on Earth. Sorry, what? Just casually drop that one in there, Mr. Burchett. Let's take a little listen to what he's got to say.
What if these are entities that are here on this Earth, that have been on this Earth, that, who knows how long, and that we, you know, we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here and they're in these deep water areas. And that's why, I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. Now, we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas. And so to me, it just, it creates a question there. And then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that does maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff, and I mean...
So do I, Mr. Burchett. So do I. A lot of questions. More specifically, what on earth is it even is this? What on earth? Now, obviously, it reminded me of the movie Abyss, was also what Eric Burleson, on a UFO whistleblower testimony, has stated, and that was like kind of re-quoted within the same kind of narrative of what Representative Burchett has just stated.
Thank you for your patience. I was listening as I was eating dinner. I've been traveling. In fact, I've traveled to. I spent the whole day traveling to get to see somebody that is a whistleblower for this topic.
Wow.
So,
well, thank you for all the work you're putting in on this. You're boots on the ground. We appreciate it.
This is the third trip that I've made this August recess. So when everybody else is fundraising, I'm spending this time heads down on this. So let me give you an idea, and I would say one of the most rememberable conversations I've had was the one that I had recently, where Anna Polina Luna and myself met with a whistleblower. I had to travel to get there, and I mean, it took me an entire day to get there and back. And it was someone who is coming from the nautical source. And so the activity that's happening under the ocean is what he was talking about. And it was kind of remarkable. Almost reminded me of the movie Abyss. To give you asked me about a movie.
Oh yeah.
He didn't say Abyss, but the things he was talking about reminded me of the movie Abyss.
Now, in regards to the water kind of formation, or the like almost jellyfish manta ray beings?
No, just that there is a structure in the deep ocean.
Wild. Thank you.
I'm not saying
we're trying to be rapid. I don't.
And again, let me kind of say this.
Obviously, that's quite a big deal. considering what we already do sort of know, what we don't really know at the same time, and considering, you know, these entities are emerging from deep water sites, it aligns with the broader narrative of increasing UAP transparency efforts, of course. And then I believe it's USO, unidentified submergible objects, USO, which is the next kind of thing as well, because these two kind of things merge together quite well. And we know that Tim Gallaudet, who testified in front of Congress back in 2024, I think it was at the same time as Lou Elizondo, I think. I could be mistaken on that one, but I'm pretty sure it was. He's obviously, you know, spearheaded a lot of this topic especially. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is an alleged leak or photograph or something from the Roswell site. Now, we all know the Roswell site for its mystery, it's kind of shrouded in secrecy, right? But these photos have kind of come out from the Roswell site. Something akin to kind of this, right? And we've got some drawings and stuff that have come out with it as well from what we believe to be the case. Now, it came out from the National Archives, but a video obviously was found with no audio attached to researchers that is ongoing, and documents and videos and photographs of the related Roswell incident of 1947. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is a load of BS. A lot of people are saying that this is completely legit, and this is like the first kind of cornerstone of evidence that we've had with regards to Roswell ever since it kind of happened, other than maybe like the whistleblower testimonies or the people that worked it or whatever. This is the footage that got released. Now, do I know what on earth it is that we're looking at? No. It has come from the official nationalarchives.gov website, though, so, you know, there's a bit of weight and credibility in the source that it's come from. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one hell of a weird situation. It's one hell of a weird situation. Now, moving on from those two stories there, if you remember recently, I spoke about the UFO whistleblower who came forward, Matthew Brown, on the Weaponized podcast to talk about his house being broken into by whoever. And it currently is an ongoing police investigation, so, you know, the information's quite scarce, but it seems as if, from what Matthew Brown was saying, this wasn't a break-in attempt to try and steal something. It was a break-in attempt to show, like, you know, this is what we're capable of, as documents were laid out precariously to kind of show that we can find what we're looking for and we can make things happen. Now, a lot of people have been talking about this with regards to counterintelligence and all the rest of it. And there's a video here from a lot of people who have kind of spoken out about this topic, as well as kind of given their own experiences into this as well.
Surveillance is to collect personal intel, as in your personal communications, your personal calendar, your personal email, your personal photos, etc., etc., etc. And the only reason to collect that is to use it against you. It's not about the data. They have the data. It's not intimidating.
This letter that my mom got, this letter where somebody is pretending to be an ex-girlfriend of mine from 12 years ago, which required them to look up everywhere I've ever lived, cross-reference it with other people, find out who that person was, and then also find out where my parents are and where my parents live.
With the office in the form of harassment and threatening letters. I even had some guy show up at my house.
Somebody showed up to my mom's house, which was my mailing address that they had gotten from Tom Fessler, who had gotten this illegal copyright strike. And so somebody showed up to this house and was asking a bunch of questions about me and claimed that they were somebody who I'd gone to school with, who I didn't recall.
Someone in the community got a hold of where my daughter was working, looked up friends of hers that she was friends with on Facebook, contacted them, and was using a coworker to try to get information about me from my daughter.
He made, comments to the effect of that his life was going to end within a couple of days, right? And then he said that he was going to take down you and Tupa, before that happened. My life is going to end within a couple of days, and then I'm going to take down Tupa and Red first.
Lou did previously work at the counterintelligence field activity, so I don't want to get involved in the drama there, but I do think that is something for people to, and especially a character like Lou, who is surrounded by a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
I do think, and all I'll say is I think more questions need to be asked in documents FOIA'd about his time at CIFA in the early 2000s, the counterintelligence field activity.
Oh, yeah.
I left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy. I'm not a ufologist. I never have been and never will be.
Part of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence is now working to conglomerate all of these databases, and that the counterintelligence field activity, CIFA, of the Department of Defense is working to ensure that the military gains access to all of these.
Showed that the agency spied on don't ask, don't tell protests and anti-war protests at several universities around the country. They also show the government monitored student emails and planted undercover agents on at least one protest.
The documents that they've released have shown that they have spied on student groups.
A defense contractor with ties to Cunningham's troubles has been sold. It's MZM Incorporated, sold yesterday to a private investment firm. The head of MZM, Michael Wade, bought Cunningham's Del Mar home for more than $1.7 million.
A recent raid and ongoing investigation into Representative Randy Duke Cunningham's deals with defense contractor.
Organizers say Cunningham's alleged misconduct with a defense contractor is grounds for immediate resignation.
He's also a longtime friend of Brent Wilkes, the defense contractor who allegedly bribed Cunningham with money and reportedly with prostitutes as well.
I will continue to cooperate with the government's ongoing investigation to the best of my ability. In my life, I have had great joy and great sorrow, and now I know great shame.
I left the Department of Defense, ironically enough, to finish the very mission they gave me in the first place. I didn't ask for it. I'm not a UFO guy. I'm not a ufologist. I never have been. I never will be. I'm a counterterrorism and counterespionage guy. I do counterintelligence, counterinsurgencies. That's what I do. And it just so happens that in 2008, I was asked to apply those same skill sets into the UFO community.
Now, when you listen to this kind of stuff, it's an absolute... there is no other term for it other than just a shit show, isn't there? It's just a total mess of utter chaos everywhere you turn. There's no wonder that whistleblowers don't want to come forward, because their lives are at risk at any given opportunity. Questions about counterintelligence, intelligence, who's the good guys, who's the bad guys, and all of these people butting heads. You don't know where to turn. At any given opportunity, you don't know who to trust, you don't know who to listen to, because if you listen to one person, someone else says don't listen to them. If you listen to that person, they say don't listen to that person. No, it's just an absolute shambles is all I can say. Now, we're going to come back to Matt Laszlo, because Matt Laszlo, obviously on Ask a Poll, is very hot on the heels of a huge UFO topic. And he has just released another clip with Representative Luna, talking about Lou's crew is kind of how it's described, and how they're kind of acting a little bit sus towards her. Now, on here, right, you can see, ask a poll. Sincerest apologies, forgot to tag Chairwoman Representative Luna. You run, hide behind interns and your dais, but we're actually proud of what we know. Professor Matt Laszlo also penned an accidental op-ed on. Respect is a two-way street. You should think about how you treat people. Try to be more professional. Temper tantrums won't get you info. Had you not talked poorly of me, maybe I could have talked to you. From now on, I will be sharing info directly with the public. No need to tell the press first. Scoop. So obviously, just utter chaos once again. But here we are. Let's have a little listen to what this has to say.
What were you saying, Madam Chair? You guys aren't going to be talking a lot.
We have to go.
Yeah. No.
We'll be publicly releasing all the information that we're doing shortly.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one.
A bit cold on the old shoulder there, but it's one of them ones, isn't it? Now, Matt Laszlo came out and spoke about Representative Luna apparently seeing videos of alien bodies on a Florida Air Force base, according to Matt Laszlo. It develops rapidly, ladies and gentlemen. Before, we've only literally just got our head around UFOs, and now we've got NHI bodies, which, obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if this information came from the likes of David Grush, for example, because obviously he's stated to News Nation and stuff about, NHI beings and pilots and all the rest of it. Take a little listen to this.
BS. Luna, you have told me that you can't talk about bodies that you and Matt Gaetz saw. You told me that 2 years ago. You're having the chairwoman, and you haven't had a hearing on the bodies you saw? Ma'am, you're a liar. Because guess what? You're either a liar or you just neutered yourself. You've made yourself impotent as a federal lawmaker, as a chairwoman. Because either you saw bodies with Matt Gaetz at a Florida Air Force base? Where's the hearing you promised us last year? You said you were going to do a field hearing. Now you're the actual chair, and crickets. Oh, is that because you've been rendered powerless by Speaker Johnson and Chair Comer?
Obviously, a very heated discussion there. This video was uploaded to YouTube as well. For anyone that's interested in taking a little look, Matt Laszlo, What You Need to Know, Observer of Anomalous Objects. You can check that out if you want to. But just crazy scenes in the UFO space. Like I said at the start of the video, this is developing literally by the hour. It's impossible to keep up at times. So I do my best, but what do you guys make of all of this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I apologise if this video comes across as a bit choppy and a bit like over here, then over there, and then over here. It's just because we're jumping through a lot of hoops right now. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comments below. Way down there, jump, get the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.